All right, Haley and Doug here. We're going to give you a little brief on our notes for having an AMAC advisory committee brief on coalition meetings. Haley and I, unfortunately, had a double schedule problem for the meeting, but we're never fear. We're still here.
Absolutely. We're sorry we missed seeing everybody's beautiful faces too. So we hope this fills you in on a little bit of how we've been handling our meeting.
We also have a PowerPoint that's going to match up with what we're talking about. I know the whiz that Terry is. We'll get this working so that hopefully we get a good information flow out of this, however it goes, if it's just our voice or the PowerPoint or a combination. So what we had, we started out in 2021 with our meetings, and we were growing slowly, adding a few new members. The AMAC Action headquarters was sending out emails for our meetings, but then we seemed to hit a point where we were not attracting people and regulars, and we almost started to dwindle, I would say, right?
Yeah, for many different reasons. But we think we have found a solution. At least it seems to make the meetings a little better and more accessible to other people. And we're bringing in new members as well.
That's true. And some of the difficulties that we were having specifically were in attendance and consistency with attendees, even in our best members, and logistical difficulties, because where we're located isn't necessarily easy for everybody in our district to get to, particularly when you consider driving rush hour and bad roads. So add to that the logistics of, you want to have refreshments and, you get out of pocket expenses. Even though we were having a meeting in our building and they were doing it for free, you still end up, racking up a little bit of expense as well. And time is money. Also, as I said, the timing of the meetings was difficult. We were doing it in the middle of the week at 7 o'clock in the evening. Very hard for people at work. And a lot of people didn't want to do weekends. So here we are. So now, as Harry said,
very difficult to just get out here, period, at any time. And we were also encountering that it's the same people over and over and over again. So we have very involved members, but they're also involved in other organizations. So we have found a way to solve this problem.
Yeah, we had also simultaneously been developing ties with other groups in our area. Some of the areas, other groups are the Defending Freedom, Citizens Defending Freedom, the REC,
Integrity Brigade,
the Liberty Alliance, Hispanic, Libertarian Republicans, I believe.
Republicans, Hispanic Republicans of Florida.
That's what it is. And so they would have, each of these groups would have a small handful of people that were very dedicated, would always show up and would always do things. So Haley and I came up with the idea to more or less combine Dina Butts from Convention of States. Words mean a lot, right? So if you say coalition, that's almost like a formal agreement. So she's saying combined meetings, okay? And I saw in the annual report that AMAC has coalitions. We'll touch more on that in a little bit. But the positive things about doing these combined meetings is, one, strength in numbers. So you're getting those dedicated people.
Right. And they were going to those other meetings anyway. And now what we have is an inflow of other new members from these other groups that we have joined forces with, who are attracting new members all the time. So really, it's a win-win for everybody.
Absolutely. And the difference in perspective that everybody has, and each of these groups has maybe a different target for what we're doing. But if we all look at it, it's like we can come to an agreement on the greater, broad, 35,000-foot look at how we want to see things go in America. And it frequently provides new insight and methods on how to do things that are better.
And we always say that AMAC is the conservative alternative, and every single one of our alliances are with conservative groups. So there's nothing out there that's so different from the goals of AMAC or these other groups. We're a united front.
United front. And another positive element is the efficiency in time and energy. We're choosing, the group chooses locations that are centrally located in the county, and every person in there has either an assigned responsibility or volunteers to do things. So the things that Haley and I were doing for one meeting, just the two of us, and with Nick helping and Terry helping, now we have a whole bunch of on-scene, on-site people that are picking up all the little pieces, and it goes a lot smoother. It's very fantastic.
So when we're at a meeting and there's 40 people from different organizations there, we get to focus on giving the AMAC message to all of these 40 people, as opposed to scheduling everything else and just creating a meeting. We get to be part of another meeting that somebody else has handled the bulk of the work. And also with finding the speakers, it can be challenging at times. And we've got now an entire organization that we put together pretty much to choose from. Lots of experts in lots of different fields. And they, in turn, attract other speakers that want to speak to all those different organizations simultaneously.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, we've not had a problem with getting really great speakers for every single one of these combined meetings that we're doing with the Election Integrity Brigade as the leading group running that meeting.
They spearhead everything, but they have no problem with us being part of their meeting.
Absolutely. Next positive thing is the enhanced credibility that comes with these other groups. And you actually garner a certain amount of credibility with new people that they didn't know about AMAC or they didn't know about COS. And because you're with people that they know and trust, you've already attached a certain amount of credibility that they'll open their eyes and their minds to you a little bit more than if you just brought them in out of the street or they saw something on TV or an email.
Right, exactly. I can't think of anything else.
Okay. Well, in the networking, we've kind of touched on networking, amplifying our message.
And speaking to like-minded people, it's very positive. These meetings can go on for 3 hours and you don't really feel it because people are very enthusiastic to share and to get their message out and to listen to your message as well.
Yep. You want to click the next slide on the mouse and then so it stay in line with the problems to watch out for. There's always pros and cons. Right now, if you're running a meeting and you get 40 people showing up every meeting and you're happy with that, this isn't for you, of course. But if you're trying to grow your chapter in your area, these problems will be something you have to pay attention to. Is one, you're going to have to advocate control to other people in the other groups. You have to work together as a team. Okay, so
that can be as little as, well, now we're going to places in the county that are definitely not near us. They're probably closer to most of our members, though, to be honest.
Yes.
We're more of the outlier here on the beach. But so, these meetings, maybe it's a lunchtime meeting on a Saturday, and if that's not your bag, then that's going to be a little difficult for you. But it's kind of the compromise that we've had to make to bring everything together.
Right. And we did bat that around initially. It's like, where should we have a meeting somewhere else? And now it's more or less falling into place. 36 to 60 minutes away driving is fine for us. We get a little added expense for the restaurant and the parking. However, it's always a great meeting, so that's a very justified sacrifice.
Right. And like we said, it may not be, if you were routinely getting 40, 50 members, you don't have this problem. It was difficult for us with our location. And, just Miami-Dade in general, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So this has been a positive thing for us.
Mm-hmm. And decision making, as I kind of alluded to before, will have to be joint. Okay. And that means you're gonna want to be getting along with people. This didn't just pop up overnight. I mean, I started meeting people in 2021, and then in 2022 I ran for office and got connected with a lot more people because of that. And so it blossomed as a result of that. And so I've developed the trust and confidence in other people that they got the right idea in mind, and we're all basically on the same page.
Exactly, I think so. You do run the risk of mission dilution, but I think that's so minimal because these are like-minded people. And so they have no problem with us bringing to focus, what is AMAC focusing on now? What legislation are they, putting support behind? They actually appreciate that we bring another aspect to the meeting. And I think it's been win-win, honestly.
It is. One other thing I thought about after we discussed that was the fact that both AMAC and COS are 501c3s.
Yes.
So what we run up against is sometimes, because some of these are political groups, that say, for example, the RPOF and the REC. So we have to make sure that we're not supporting candidates, we're supporting the policy issues of those candidates and make that clear. So, but to this point, it hasn't really been a problem or an issue.
No.
And filtering everything back through AMAC as you go along, they'll keep you clear of any landmines that you're potentially going to step on.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know how fairness is a problem.
Well,
with division of time, or?
Yeah, fairness factor. It's because well, we have seen this a little bit because some people like to bloviate a little bit more than others.
But it's not
and so the people, it can kind of dominate a little bit more here and there. You'll have to just take it on a case by case basis, and it's just part of being in a group.
Right.
You
do lose a little control, but I think that's in every group. You'll always have somebody that wants to speak for 40 minutes and think that people want to hear that. Mm-hmm. So that's a problem.
And I have an 80-20 rule. It's like if we agree on 80% of something, you're my strong ally. And that 20% might be you talk too much or something that we don't agree necessarily. But
right.
It's fine. We get along.
Exactly.
And then down the road, we haven't had this happen, but there would be the potential to fragment. Say, for example, we don't know what the future may bring, either politically or one of the entities, says we don't want to be associated with this anymore or with you anymore. But that's just hypothetical right now.
Right. So far, everybody's been very positive about this because they do learn different things that whatever AMAC is bringing to the table, they're very curious about. So I think it's been positive, very positive.
Okay. Next slide, please. So what are we going to do now? As our AMAC chapter meetings become more difficult to plan and attendance dwindled, we found our connections with groups such as Miami-Dade Election Integrity Brigade, Liberty Alliance, Federated Republican Women, Citizens Defending Freedom, and Defend Florida, among many others, afforded us the opportunity to hold regularly scheduled meetings that a larger membership can attend, and a growing membership to continually expand our AMAC and COS reach.
Okay, we also use free conference call for these. So we do provide a hybrid option for anybody who doesn't feel like going out Saturday morning and spending money on lunch with a bunch of strangers. But it's there for them to see the whole meeting. We record the whole thing beginning to end.
Yeah, it's a great hybrid option, and you're on it right now. So you give us feedback too and see if you like it. You maybe have a better option. I don't know. We hope that our efforts here are helpful to all the delegates and chapter leaders of AMAC, and we're going to be rolling this concept out to COS as well. I got to correct those typos. And
it's okay. It happens.
And as lessons learned, we sent out an email blast for this meeting we just had set this last Saturday through COS, through my regional captaincy. And 500 emails went out, got 200 opens, and we got 2 brand new attendees that we'd never seen before.
Physically there with us.
And we got 8 new petitions signed for Convention of States. And I know for AMAC that doesn't, jive up, but it is a good thing because of new members and new attendees.
Right. And everybody's getting our message out, so hearing it. And we're using the same email blast through AMAC headquarters going forward to increase our reach.
And yes, I would vote for Trump again.
Even though,
Just saying.
no. Sorry, folks, didn't know that was there. Oh, back.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, thank you all. Hope you have a great meeting.
We'll see you live next meeting.